What is up, everyone? Happy Football Friday.
Starting at 6, dude. I thought you said 5:30.
We have Danny on. What's up?
Hey.
Yeah, it was a bit late. So yeah, we'll roll through NFL first since you're here. But yeah, we got college football about to start right now. 2 games going down. Western Kentucky at Delaware should be a very good matchup there in Conference USA. Delaware surprising 3-1 in their first season at the FBS level, and then you got Charlotte Big Dogs at South Florida. So USF 7.5-point dogs there. I'm on Western Kentucky +3. I think the over might hit in that one too, 63.5. But let's get to what happened last night. A just awesome game within that football. Niners take it in OT 26-23. Big time NFC West matchup. And yeah, I mean, this was just outstanding quarterback play, both from Stafford. Mac Jones is a dog. I mean, he is balling right now. 3-0 as a starter for San Francisco. And yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say. And he is playing. He's playing out of his mind right now.
He very well could take Brock Purdy's job this year.
Yeah. See, a lot of people are talking about that, right? But what I would say to that is follow the money. They just paid Brock Purdy, so there is absolutely no chance. I don't know what the dead cap hit would be on a trade, but I'm sure the 49ers do not and probably cannot afford to make that dead cap move.
No, I guess, yeah. I mean, he's going to be one of the most lucrative backups that teams will be looking at in the offseason, the upcoming offseason, along with probably Malik Willis, I'd say, the Packers. I think those two guys are going to be on the market, kind of like a Sam Darnold last offseason. We'll see who picks them.
Yeah, Sam Darnold was. We were in sync there. Sam Darnold was definitely the guy that came to mind when I thinking about Mac Jones, where what he could do in free agency. But yeah, Stafford. I mean, Stafford's balled out 63.8%, 389, 3 tuds, 1 fumble. But this came down to 1 play. They played. What was it? 68 minutes or whatever, 67 minutes.
Something like that. I like Sean McVay's call there. They go on 4th and 1. I think being aggressive there is something that you got to do against a division rival, and try to keep the gas on the pedal this season for them. Of course, they fell short, but I like that call. I'm thinking of my Packers and what they did in OT this past Sunday. Yeah, I think being aggressive there, even though they lost, I think it shows. It shows the players that they're all in.
Well, I'm not opposed to McVay going for it. Yeah. I'm opposed to the stupid ass play call that they did. Like, that was the worst 4th and 1 play call in overtime that I've ever seen.
Yeah, I think you got to put the ball in Stafford's hands at that point. I think you got to let him, if it's play action pass or just a shotgun, step back, whatever he needs to do in order to get the ball in his hands, and he makes the final play. And if it's a interception, incomplete, whatever, you're not converting that 4th down, and Stafford's fault. I mean, Stafford has been very reliable all season long. One of the top QBs, I would say, in the league, possibly top 5, actually. And if he were to fall short at that point, honestly, that would probably be the better call at that point. But still, even just going for it, it shows a lot of heart in the team. And I think Sean McVay, he trusts his players, and that's great to see.
Well, and you can see from the stats, though, too. The stats back up throwing. Kyron Williams, while he did average 4.6 yards per carry, okay, really that was kind of skewed off 2 or 3 carries on the night. He got double-digit yards on, and he really didn't do a lot the rest of the night. And it also didn't make sense to me going right. I believe the 49ers are best on the offensive left of the line. So I didn't understand going right either. McKivitz had struggled all night in pass protection and in run blocking at right tackle. I don't remember who their right guard is. Dominic Puni, I believe. I can't remember if he's in now. I know he was banged up before, but Stafford was absolutely lighting them up. And your best player is Puka Nacua. He should have got the ball. Even if you're gonna run it, run Puka on a jet. I don't care. He can get there, and he's tough enough to fight for a yard. So
those jet sweeps, those are famous in Green Bay.
I would like that call better. But yeah, I just get it to your best players. And while Kyron Williams is good, I don't know if he's top 3, maybe not even top 5 best players on the Rams. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I'd put Puka, Stafford, Jared Verse, Braden Fisk.
Devontae Adams, of course. You can go that route too. So, I think Stafford should have had the ball on that 4th and 1, but oh well. I mean, they're still 3-2. There's still a lot of regular season left for them to keep up with the 49ers.
But yeah, Mac Jones, 67.3%, 342, 2 touchdowns. Was dealing with the PCL sprain all night there. He hit a completions ladder for me, so that was money. I had him to get 22 through 30 completions, 22, 24, 26, 28, and 30. Hit all of them. Man, I could have even hit him for 32. I didn't get greedy though. Like I mentioned, Williams led the game in rushing there, 14 for 65. Did have a costly fumble, and the Rams really cost themselves the game. I mean, you look at it, Cardi missed a field goal early, and they got that first touchdown blocked extra point. So yeah, they cost themselves 4 points. What?
We know it well in Green Bay. 2 of those blocked extra points. I think special teams all around this year in the NFL, not just on a couple teams. I think a lot of these teams are slacking a little bit with special teams. Is very important.
Yeah, it's been a weird year for sure. How about the receiving? And again, that's another thing that I'll put on why Stafford should have got the ball. Look at the receiving numbers in this one for the starting running backs. Ridiculous. Almost double-digit targets for both. McCaffrey with 9, caught 8 for 82 and a touchdown. Williams, 10 targets, caught 8 for 66 and 2 touchdowns. Just wild receiving numbers for the backs in this one. And a resurgent Kendrick Bourne caught 10 of his 11 targets, 142 yards. It still wasn't good enough to lead my DFS team to a win. And he also pissed me off because he didn't score. I had him and Devontae that I needed to get in the end zone, and neither of them scored, so that was fun. The Rams should have thrown a pass to Devontae in the end zone. It was almost set up perfectly, though. Almost. Because I said, all right, we're going to go to overtime. And that's when we're going to get the Mac Jones, the 2 completions that we needed to hit the full ladder. And then
throw up to Devontae.
We're going to go down, and I said the 49ers are going to get the ball first. We're going to go down, throw a touchdown to Kendrick Bourne. All right. Rams get the ball, go down, throw a touchdown to Devontae. They win it on a 2-pointer.
Stafford might need to talk to Aaron Rodgers and get some advice from him on how to utilize Devontae Adams because Devontae Adams has been pretty good this year, but I mean, I think he can be used a little bit more in that offense.
Yeah, they didn't throw one fade. I was so shocked. They didn't throw one fade in the red zone this game.
Well, they should have.
Also, double-digit targets, a lot of guys. Devontae only caught 5 of them, though, so poor reception percentage there. 5 for 88. Puka caught 10 of 12 for 85 and a touchdown. I mean, there's no way. If he stays healthy, I mean, there's absolutely no shot he doesn't completely smash the receptions record this year, maybe even the yards. But only 85 in this one, though. But he made up for it with 170 last week.
Yeah.
And then Tongas had 11 targets, caught 7 for 41. Defensively, there was a couple guys that had really good games. I mean, Jared Verse, Byron Young were hitting Mac Jones all night. But I'm going with the guy that saved the game for the 49ers. Alfred Collins, the rookie defensive tackle out of Texas. 2 tackles, both of them solos, QB hit, and a forced fumble, and he recovered it. He is the one that punched the ball out of Kyron Williams' hands inside the 5-yard line. So, yeah, that was big-time play for the rookie. And he had to step up because Kalia Davis got injured in this game, and they were shorthanded in the interior D-line there. Not looking good, Western Kentucky. Delaware all the way down to the WKU 5-yard line already. 70-yard drive.
That game just start?
Huh?
That game just start?
Yeah, 9.5 to go in the first.
Oh
yeah. USF's on the board already. 37-yard touchdown run. Under 59 seconds into the game. That one, the Bulls up 7-0. Niners covered plus 8.5 over 43.5. I had the under. College football news: Oregon running back Mekhi Hughes choosing to sit out the rest of the year, red shirt. There has not been word on whether he's going to transfer or not, but I don't know anything about that. What's happening with that? But I'm surprised when I heard it because I was like, dude, Mekhi Hughes balled out at Tulane, over 2,200 yards there. I guess he didn't win the starting job at Oregon and hasn't been playing enough. So redshirting, as he is inclined to do. Penn State, big-time loss on the defense. Linebacker Tony Rojas, he's going to be out an extended period of time, undisclosed injury there. So they lose one of their best players on defense. UFL news. It was a big day in the UFL today. The league announcing that they are nixing the Memphis, Michigan, and San Antonio market. So those teams will be reallocated to different locations. Touchdown, Blue Hens, Delaware up 6-0. Damn. But yeah, so unable to find smaller stadiums and stadium fits for those 3 locations. So we'll have to wait and see. Orlando has been rumored big time potential to come back. They had the Orlando Guardians prior in the original XFL reboot in 2020. But we'll see if that team comes back, that brand comes back or not. But Orlando definitely. Louisville as well as one that they're looking at, as is, I believe, Cincinnati, I think, is another one that – or no, Columbus, that's one. Yeah. Those are 3. Huh?
How about Milwaukee?
Yeah. They don't have a stadium.
I know.
But re-signings here, the Stallions, they re-signed running back C.J. Marable. They also signed former 49ers third-round pick and Philadelphia Eagles running back Tyrion Davis-Price. The Defenders, they re-signed edge rusher Derek Roberson, safety Deontay Anderson, defensive end Devontae Maxwell. 3 key contributors on that championship defense, looking to go back-to-back this year. Panthers, which are no longer, they re-signed edge rusher Breland Speaks. The Showboats also no longer. Re-signing wide receiver Dawood Davis, who was injured all year, and running back Jalen Jackson. Renegades, they re-signed tight end Seth Green. And free agency. So free agency is kicked off. First time ever UFL free agency is in place. And there's been 2 big moves already. The Panthers, again, not Michigan anymore, but they are the Panthers still technically. They signed Stallions quarterback Matt Corral. So not sure if Bryce Perkins is coming back or not. But the Panthers now have their new starter in Matt Corral, presumably starter anyways. And the Stallions, they signed Brahma's linebacker Jordan Williams, big-time tackle machine there, integral part of the San Antonio, again, no longer San Antonio, but the Brahma's defense last couple years actually. Into NFL news, the Browns. It is Dylan Gabriel time in Cleveland. The 3rd-round pick. He is officially the starter in London this week against the Vikings. Joe Flacco to the bench. Store Sanders still QB3.
Did you see the interview?
Yeah, it's just dumb, but
yeah. I think he's been a little bit of immature about it, but I understand his frustration as well.
I mean, that was a media trap from the start. So, we'll see. I do have I put in a Dylan Gabriel offensive rookie of the year, 60-1 play. So we'll see. Browns have a nice schedule for him coming up after this week. So we'll see. Couple Colts retiring, one former and one current. Shaq Leonard has retired, 2018 second-round pick of the Colts, 36th overall. Played his entire career essentially with the Colts, 2018 to 23. Was also with the Eagles in 2023. Didn't play last year. Pretty nice resume for such a short career. Defensive Rookie of the Year in 2018. 3-time Pro Bowler, 3-time first-team All-Pro, 1-time second-team All-Pro. Played in only 75 career games. 71 of them starts. Injuries hit, especially late in his career. 637 tackles, though. 397 of them solos. 34 tackles for loss. 16 sacks, 12 picks, 1 pick six, 31 pass defensed, 17 forced fumbles, 7 fumble recoveries, 21 QB hits. In the playoffs, started all 3 of the games. He played 39 tackles, 24 of them solo, just 1 tackle for loss, 1 pass defense, 1 forced fumble, and he recovered it. So yeah, pretty solid resume. You know, he's not going to get anywhere near the Hall of Fame, but good player nonetheless. And like I mentioned, a current Colt also retiring, Xavier Howard. He was sucking. That's why he retired, essentially. He was getting burnt with Indy. And it really hurts the Colts a lot, though, because Kenny Moore's injured, and they desperately are looking for outside corners right now. So it's a tough situation with him retiring and Moore being injured. But, yeah, Xavier Howard, Dolphins 2016 second rounder, 38th overall, played with the Dolphins almost his entire career. It was just like Shaq Leonard, pretty much 16 to 23. Didn't play in 2024 as well, and then signed with the Colts this year. Obviously played just 4 games. 4-time Pro Bowler, 1-time first-team All-Pro, 1-time second-team All-Pro, 104 games, 103 of them starts, 342 career tackles, 265 solos, 8 tackles for loss, 29 interceptions, 2 pick sixes, 95 pass defense, 4 forced fumbles, 6 fumble recoveries, 2 fumble returns for touchdowns, 2 sacks, 3 QB hits, 2 playoff games, started both, 8 tackles, 6 solos, 1 tackle for loss, 2 picks, 4 pass defense. That was kind of funny thing I saw. He had 1 interception, 2 pass deflections in each of his playoff games. But yeah, at first I was like, I wonder if Xavier Howard is going to be anywhere near. I know he doesn't have the All Pros, but I just saw 29 interceptions, and I was like, well, how many is that? It ain't a lot, I can tell you that. He's tied for 237th in league history. So, yeah. I don't know where your sound went, Danny. No, you are not muted. Something happened. Players of the week here. AFC offense, Chiefs QB Patrick Mahomes threw 4 touchdowns to beat the Ravens. AFC defense, Jags linebacker Devin Lloyd, big time part of that very underrated Jags defense so far this year. AFC special teams.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I don't know what that was.
AFC special teams, Patriots corner Marcus Jones had the punt return for a touchdown last week against Carolina. NFC offense, Rams wide receiver Puka Nacua. We already talked about that. 170 receiving yards against the Colts in that win. The NFC defense was Eagles corner Quinyon Mitchell. He had 5 passes defensed in that Bucs game. Big time performance there. And the NFC special teams was Bears defensive back Josh Blackwell blocked the game-winning field goal attempt from the Raiders to get Chicago the dub there. Players of the month for September, AFC offense, Bills running back James Cook. He's been dominant. I think he has just shy of 500 total yards through 4 games.
So he'll lead the league this year in rushing yards.
Yeah. And I don't know. He has like 4 touchdowns, I think, already too.
Yeah, he'll lead the league. I don't think he's gonna let up at all. Knowing that Josh Allen, he's Josh Allen, but I mean, your best wide receiver is Shakir, and he's not like the best weapon that they've ever had, like Stephon Diggs. So I think they're gonna rely on James Cook in the running game a lot.
Yeah, we'll see. It's a tough test this week. New England's underrated defense. But AFC defense, though, Jags linebacker Devin Lloyd. So he wins the defensive player of the week for the AFC and for the month of September. He's been balling out with that Jags defense. AFC special teams, Colts kicker Spencer Schrader. He had like a ridiculous amount of points in the month of to start the season so far. I don't remember the exact number, but I know it was pretty crazy. NFC offense, Falcons running back Bijan Robinson, similar to Cook. He's pretty much the NFC leader in yards. He's going
to be the NFC offensive player of the year.
Yeah. NFC defense, Rams linebacker Byron Young. I don't remember his stats for the month of September on the little card thing that the NFL puts out, but sure. And the NFC special teams, Cowboys kicker Brandon Aubrey, similar to Spencer Schrader. Aubrey has a lot less points. It was surprising. I saw on those little graphics that they put out. Aubrey had a lot less points than Schrader did. But
does he have a 60-yarder? Doesn't he have a 60-yarder this year?
Who?
Aubrey.
Yeah. 1 or 2. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he does.
And offensive rookie of the month, Bucks wide receiver Emeka Egbuka. Of course, he's been just dominant in Tampa. Their number 1 wide receiver already, surpassing Mike Evans, I think, and Chris Godwin.
Yeah, Packers should have drafted him. Should have drafted him instead of Golden. But oh well.
And then defensive rookie of the month, Falcons safety Xavier Watts. That one surprised me. But he's been playing good in coverage, and he's a tackling machine as well.
Mm-hmm.
IR moves, Jets running back Braylon Allen, MCL sprain. He's going to be out 8 to 12 weeks. They announced that today. Surgery still a possibility. Browns wide out Cedric Tillman. Raiders left tackle Colton Miller, high ankle sprain and hairline fracture, so he's out a while. Panthers guard Chandler Zavala, wide receiver David Moore. Cardinals running back Trey Benson, arthroscopic knee surgery for his meniscus. He's out 4 to 6 weeks. Lions corner DJ Reed as well on IR. But there is good news. It is week 5, so that means practice windows are getting opened for guys on IR and PUP to come back. So Saints potentially getting some offensive help. Tight ends Taysom Hill coming off the knee in the ACL, and Foster Moreau both got their windows open, as did Eagles linebacker Nakobe Dean. Lions defensive tackle Liam McNeil, he was ruled out this week, though. Commanders guard Sam Cosmi also ruled out this week. Laundry list of injuries here. Of course, on Monday night, Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill, dislocated knee, torn ACL, and other ligaments as well. Successful surgery already, those. Thankfully for Tyreek, no other surgeries are needed. And he is secure already. $11 million guaranteed for 2026. That kicked in already. And he also has a $5 million roster bonus coming up, I believe, in March.
He's already walking, like he's using a walker. He's already, getting there, which is crazy. It's only been a couple days since the surgery, and I feel awful for him. But yeah, at least that 2026 guaranteed money has kicked in for him.
Yeah, it was. I saw it right away. Right when the play happened, I saw his left leg was turned inward, and I was like, "Dude, that's not how the leg should be." I was like, "That ain't right."
Yeah, it was safe to see.
And I was shocked. I was shocked that they showed the replay, because usually nowadays they're words I'm not going to use about catastrophic injuries, and they don't want to show them. So I was shocked that they actually did show it, but maybe it's because it's on. I don't know. Yeah.
You're gonna see it on the internet somehow, so they're gonna show the replay.
Right. Bills punter Cameron Johnston, he has a leg injury, so they're dealing with that. They signed Mitch Wishnowsky to be the replacement there. Eagles long snapper Charlie Hewlett, he's out a few months, core muscle surgery there. I have not heard who the Eagles signed as the replacement. Commanders quarterback Jaden Daniels cleared to return. He's going to start this week. Deebo Samuel, though, he has a heel injury, questionable. Bucks quarterback Baker Mayfield dealing with right biceps and knee injuries. So he's banged up, but he's going to go, of course.
Is Terry McLaurin out too this week?
He is. We're getting to that.
Oh, okay.
Got to have the script up, Danny. Jags edge rusher Trayvon Walker, wrist surgery, but could still play, they said on Monday night. He's day-to-day. But Liam Cohen said, yeah, man, he can still play potentially on Monday. We'll see. Colts wide receiver Michael Pittman dealing with a hamstring injury. 49ers QB Brock Purdy week-to-week setback on that turf toe injury. Raiders tight end Brock Bowers knee injury. I do not expect Brock to be playing this week. He has not practiced all week. So I do not expect him to play. Jets running back, I already said that. 49ers tight end George Kittle. We got an update today from Kyle Shanahan. Hamstring injury, has been on IR. Likely back week 7. Long shot to play week 6. Ins and outs. Commanders wide receiver Terry McLaurin, Noah Brown, and guard Sam Cosmi all out. Panthers running back Chuba Hubbard with a calf injury. Tight end JT Sanders, they are both out.
I want to go back to the Commanders. It's been really tough on them dealing with all these injuries. They easily could have, had a great start to the season, but dealing with these injuries, it's tough. It's really tough in this league. So hopefully they can make a comeback. But yeah, it's tough dealing with Terry, and then also of course Jaden Daniels being out a couple weeks to start the year as well.
The 49ers scoff at the injuries of the Commanders. They wish they had that many injuries.
Yeah.
But hey, 49ers don't care. They're 4-1. So
they're still making it work.
Marcus Mariota's got to do better. Vikings, they are just decimated right now as well. QB JJ McCarthy, off tackle Brian O'Neill with MCL sprain. Rookie guard Donovan Jackson, centers Ryan Kelly and Michael Jurgens, linebacker Andrew Van Ginkel, all out in London. I don't know. I don't even know who they got playing offensive line right now. I mean, they might need to call freaking Joe Thomas in. Get Joe Thomas, Joe Staley, bring them back.
Yeah. Whoever they need.
Right. I'm surprised they didn't trade back for Cam Robinson. The Texans just traded him away. For the Bucs, running back Bucky Irving, foot sprain, wide receiver Mike Evans, hamstring, corners Jamel Dean, Benjamin Morrison, safety Christian Izzy, and all out. Colts wide receiver Alec Pierce, corner Kenny Moore, both out. The Bills, linebacker Matt Milano, defense tackle Ed Oliver, both are questionable. Could get those guys back, key pieces on defense this week. Giants, running back Tyrone Tracy, shoulder injury. He is doubtful. Defense tackle Dexter Lawrence with an illness. He is questionable. Ravens, another team that's just getting wrecked with injuries right now. Quarterback Lamar Jackson, hamstring. Corner Chidobe Awuzie, hamstring. Corner Marlon Humphrey with a calf. Nose tackle Travis Jones with a knee. Fullback Patrick Ricard with a calf. Linebacker Roquan Smith, a hamstring, all out. Safety Kyle Hamilton with a groin injury. Edge rusher Odafe Owe with an eye injury. Offensive tackle Ronnie Stanley, ankle. They are all questionable.
Again, another team that could have easily started out a little bit better, but because of these injuries, they're dealing with not a great start to the season. Not sure if they'll be able to come back, though. I mean, I'm not sure what their schedule looks like the rest of the year, but they're 1-3, right? Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good.
Well, their schedule definitely not as hard as their first 4 games.
Yeah. Maybe there'll be a turnaround, but yeah, tough start.
I already bet on them to miss the playoffs. So. And for the Cowboys, big time offensively, wide receivers CeeDee Lamb, Kevontae Turpin, offensive tackle Tyler Guyton, and rookie guard Tyler Booker. They are all out. So key offensive line, and I didn't know Turpin was going to be out as well. So they're down at wide receiver as well. It's going to be, like I told my friend today, I was like, dude, because we just bet on Jake Ferguson 6+ receptions at plus money today. I was like, dude, literally, it's Pickens and Ferg. Like that's all they got.
That's it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Prescott, if he plays like he did against the Packers, I mean, yeah, you can see Ferguson having a really great game.
Well, and that game should be high scoring. Both defenses have not played well this year. Releases the Dolphins. Interesting one. They waived corner Cam Smith, 2023 second round pick off of the reserve non-football illness list. So just 2 years and he is gone. Signings, Commanders, they signed former Dolphins wide receiver Robbie Chosen. Mentioned the Bills signed Niners punter Mitch Wishnowsky, former Niners punter Mitch Wishnowsky. Seahawks signed former Vikings running back Myles Gaskin to the practice squad. Jets signing former Bengals running back Khalil Herbert with the Braylon Allen injury. Vikings, or visits today, I should say. Former 49ers second round defensive end Drake Jackson visiting the Jets, Commanders, and the Ravens this week. All right, we're going to jump all the way to NFL because Danny's here. So we're going to go to NFL pick standings here. I was the only one that did well last week. I forgot to put the ones by all our overall records because of the Packers game. But yeah, I really came back, and actually I forgot to update this to everyone else's. My bad. But I am leading though.
Three-way tie for second.
No, it's not like that anymore. I forgot to update it for everyone else's. I just updated mine. So yeah, I'm leading at 37-16-1. Logan is in second 35-18-1. You and Jimmy tied at third, 34-19-1, 3 games back. And John's having a rough year, 31-22-1. He is 6 games back right now. But last week, Lone Wolf wise, I went 2-0. That's why I got the leg up and had a good week. I got the Falcons right over the Commanders and the Chiefs right over the Ravens. Jimmy went 0-1 in his. He picked the Titans, 26-0. It was good. John lost his only Lone Wolf, the Raiders losing to the Bears. That's a rough one. And you went 1-1 in yours. You got the Jags right, beating the Niners, and lost the Colts against the Rams, 2 one-score games there.
Oh, Danny Jones could, keep up with the magic, but guess not.
Yeah. All right. Let's start off London. He's at the Browns. You got lucky, Danny. Or I guess not lucky, because you had a lone wolf. You did. You had a lone wolf until Logan's picks came in right before the show, and he said Vikings. So, yeah. But I don't think the Vikings have any chance. I mean, the offensive line injuries are ridiculous. I don't know how Carson Wentz gets anywhere near protected. I mean, he got beat up against the Steelers last week, and that was with some of their guys that were playing. So I don't know how they protect him at all. This Browns defense is number 1 against the run. So I don't know how Jordan. I had to start Jordan Mason in the league because of other injuries that I have, and I mean, I don't expect him to do very much of anything against this Browns defensive front. So I think Cleveland wins and wins sort of easily. I mean, it's the Vikings defense also has injuries. I mean, you look at Van Ginkel's out, their best pass rusher essentially. So I think the Browns are going to have a good day. They're going to run the ball. Quinshon Judkins is playing really well so far. And these rookies are going to figure it out for Cleveland. Dylan Gabriel has been accurate. I mean, he only has thrown it a couple times in relief effort for Flacco. But, yeah, I think Gabriel's a very smart guy. So, and that's what he makes up for his size by his mental aspect. So I think the Browns are going to do well, and they're going to lean on that defense like they've done all year. So that's how I think they win the game. Oh, the sound went out again, Danny. There you go. There you go. Nope. Yeah, maybe.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's my phone is. Anyways, yeah, I think go either way. Vikings and Browns. Yeah, the Browns have a great defense. Dylan Gabriel. Yeah, he could be good. Is he going to be the guy to get the ball to Judy and company? On a consistent basis. Carson Wentz is that he's that veteran backup that has a lot of experience, and he can easily rely on Justin Jefferson and Hawkinson and those guys. Jordan Mason, yeah, I mean it's tough with Aaron Jones out, but I think Jordan Mason is a great backup to come in and run the ball effectively and pound the rock, and I think the Vikings can pull it out here.
Yeah, we'll see. I really like Browns plus 3.5. It's plus 4.5 actually now, I believe. I was shocked that it went up after the inactives or the guys were ruled out for the Vikings today. Total is a blistering 36.5. Just a beautiful London under. That's what we're gonna have. 9:30 a.m. NFL Network, NFL Plus. Let's go to the Eagles here. Clean sweep. Why couldn't we do this last night? So the Bucks would have won and I would have won money. But yeah, Eagles 3.5. I like them on the spread. This team finds ways to win, and that's what's going to happen again. It's very difficult. I really like the under in this game. Both really solid defenses, and Vic Fangio is going to confuse Bo Nix, force him to throw an interception, at least one. The Eagles are going to stop the ground attack with J.K. Dobbins, R.J. Harvey. And I would like to say that A.J. Brown's going to get the ball. But at the same time, he's going to be covered by maybe the best defensive back in the game in Pat Surtain. So probably not the best option to throw to Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I think the Broncos, their offense is pretty decent. Yeah, both defenses are great, but yeah, the Eagles will find a way to pull it out.
Total's 43.5. Like I said, I am leaning on the under. Dolphins at the Panthers.
Oh,
Jimmy likes to do this here on my. You know, I'm not opposed to it. I actually the article that I look at every week, the matchups article on ESPN, SP Plus, and all three of the analysts, I believe, or two out of the three analysts had Carolina winning. I just don't see it. I think it's going to be a very good game offensively for the Panthers. Miami is one of the easiest teams to pass on. And that's why I'm starting Bryce Young in fantasy, by the way. I know
I'm doing my leagues, and I'm actually
Sleeper said he's like a QB2 this week. I'm like, no. Miami is 31st against the pass, 31st against QBs in fantasy, I should say.
Yeah, I picked him up off waivers for some reason.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is perfect for this week.
I was shocked he was still available in my 14-team fraternity league. I didn't have any roster spots. I was waiting for Lamar Jackson to get officially ruled out so I can move him to my IR spot and open up a spot on my team. Because I was going to start Tua, but then I saw Bryce was available. So I was like, I'll start the other guy in the game. Even though I had the Dolphins winning, it's going to be tough without Tyreek. And the Panthers actually are very good against the pass this year. That is one thing that they do well on defense. They are good in that aspect. However, they're not very good at stopping the run still. After they did some moves in the offseason to try to quell that issue, they are still not good against the run. So I expect a good game for Devon Achane and Ollie Gordon on the ground. Maybe do some of the Malik Washington sweeps that they've been doing. But I do expect Jalen Waddle to have a good game. I have him for, I think, 8+ receptions. Because the last time, the only game that Tyreek Hill has missed with the Dolphins, Jalen Waddle went 10 for 142 and a touchdown, I believe is the stats there. So Tua's going to get the ball. Tua's going to get on the ball for sure. And he's going to be against Horn, but I think he'll get targets for sure.
Waddle is going to get the ball a lot. I think somebody that's going to be very underrated on the offensive side for the Dolphins is Darren Waller.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll have a great game.
My new comeback player of the year, because as we know what happened to J.J. McCarthy, who was my preseason comeback player of the year. Once I saw Darren Waller score 2 touchdowns on Monday Night Football, I immediately put $5 on Darren Waller to win comeback player of the year. Plus 15,000. That is $5 to win 750. Okay.
Yeah, it's very possible. I mean,
after that game,
if he's consistent, if he shows that he can have, good weeks in and out, like against the Panthers here, I think he could very well be in that conversation.
And it helps with, unfortunately, it helps with Tyreek being injured.
Yeah,
but after that game, cut in half. he was down to like 6,000 or 7,000 now. Is wild.
Wow.
Yeah, I can already make like $10. I think is the cash out. I think it's like 15. But yeah, here, we already talked about this game enough. 44.5 is the total here. I lean on the over. We'll see. It's a tough one, but I'm gonna go lean on the over there. Texans at the Ravens. Oh man, I was in your shoes that you were in with the London game on this game. I thought I was gonna have a lone wolf. I was shocked. Everyone was picking the Ravens. And then Logan sends in the Texans. I was like, damn it. I really wanted a lone wolf. Similar to the Vikings game, though, I don't see how Baltimore wins this thing. The Texans have been, because they're 1-3, they're not getting talked about, but they have been one of the best defenses in the league this year, especially scoring defense. Shut out the Titans last week. Obviously, the Titans aren't good, but the under has hit in all 4 games, and I believe the under has not hit in a team's first 5 games since like 1967 or something like that. So I expect the under to hit again in this one without Lamar Jackson, with the bevy of injuries defensively that the Ravens have. I know the Texans' offensive line has struggled this protecting C.J. Stroud. I just don't see how the Ravens get any sort of pass rush. Kyle Van Noy's out, injured or dinged up. Odafe Owe has the eye issue right now. Travis Jones is hurt. Nandi Madubuike is out for the year. I expect the Texans to run the rock down these guys' throats. The Ravens have been one of the worst defenses in the NFL against the run since Madubuike's been out, and he's out for the year. So I don't know how they stop the run at all without anyone inside there. Roquan's out, their leading tackler. And I don't know who's going to cover Nico Collins. So I expect the Texans to win, definitely cover the spread. This flipped 4 points. I am a CLV savant closing line value because I told people on Monday, okay, this was before all the injuries came out for the Ravens and whatnot. I told everyone, I was like, dude, Texans plus 3.5. Like, hit it. I hit it. And it is now minus 1.5. So I love having a ticket that's plus 3.5. It's wild.
Yeah. I think the Ravens could pull this out. I know that they're dinged up, a lot of injuries, especially Lamar Jackson being out. That's tough, but I think it's that they got to turn the season around, and I think this week they got to do it. Otherwise, going 1-4. I know that the schedule is a little bit easier from here on out, but I mean, I think this is the game where they need to pull out a victory. So that's why I picked them.
Yeah, it's must win for both. And I also want to go with the Texans because I have them to win the AFC South. So there's that. But also, one thing for the Ravens, though, I will say, is the Texans are also one of the worst defenses in the league against the run. So help Cooper Rush out. Run the ball with 22. Biggest issue with 22 right now, can the King hold on to the rock? I don't know. 3 fumbles in 4 games. It's not good for Derrick Henry holding on to the ball, especially late in the game. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Total's 41.5 under. I have it at 4. I got it at 42 a couple days ago. So yeah, under, I think, all day. Giants at the Saints. Logan. Okay, so we didn't do right? And you probably won't stay for college, I'm assuming.
No.
But between college and NFL this week, Logan went wild on Lone Wolves. Specifically, more so in college because it's hard to lone wolf with 5 of us on NFL. But I don't know why he's going with the Saints. I cannot, for the life of me, pick a man that is 0-10 in his career.
Yeah, And I think the Giants are just going to turn it around this year. I mean, I'm not saying they're going to win the division or anything or be a playoff team, but I mean, I could see them winning 6-7 games and having a good feeling about Jackson Dart. I just the Saints just have been trouble all year. We've known that coming into the season, and they're probably the worst team in the league. And it's just I don't know who they're going to rely on besides Kamara. Like I don't. I've heard rumors actually that the Saints might shop. I can't think of his name right now for some reason. Wow, their top receiver.
Olave.
Yeah, Olave. That might be a possibility. So, I think the Giants can easily win this game. I don't know why it's only 1.5, but I think the Giants will easily pull this out.
Yeah, I'm just shocked the Giants are still underdogs. I don't understand the line at all.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I don't know.
And it actually flipped. I believe it flipped 3 points from the Giants to the Saints. But I don't know how the Saints block the Giants. I mean, they have offensive line injuries as well. Cesar Ruiz is hurt on the interior there. You got other guys banged up as well. I don't know how they block Abdul Carter, who's starting to heat up, by the way. He had 3 QB hits last week. Brian Burns, of course, Kayvon Thibodeau had 5 QB hits last week. So this pass rush is starting to heat up for New York, and I think it's going to be a very good day defensively for the Giants. And offensively, I mean, Malik Neighbors is out, but I think they're going to be okay. Wan'Dale Robinson has been very good for them this year so far. Darius Slayton's going to have to step up. They're going to lean more on Theo Johnson, I think, as well in the middle of the field. And Cam Scatterbo is a very underrated pass catcher as well. So, yeah, sure.
And once Tyrone Tracy comes back, I think that'll be a little bit. They'll find their consistency there in the run game as well.
I think once Tracy comes back, actually, he is going to play more of like he did at Purdue. He was a converted wide receiver at Purdue, a running back in his senior year. So I think they're going to play him more at wideout than he will at running back when he comes back.
That'll be interesting to see.
Total's 41.5. I'm going to lean on the under. Cowboys at the Jets. I told you Logan was crazy. Dang, Kyle Long looks freaking good, man. So does Pat Peterson. Look at those guys. Those guys broadcasting. Good for them. Logan go with the Jets. I don't fault it. I really don't. Especially once I learned that Turpin and those 2 linemen are out for the Cowboys, I was like, shit.
Oh, man.
Jets. I don't know. But I couldn't for the life of me pick Justin Fields. That's my issue. I had one of my brothers try to trade me him in my fraternity league. He kept trying to trade him because he does have a good matchup. He has a very good matchup against this Dallas defense. And he'll probably score a lot of points. He scored 27 last week. Most of that came on that long touchdown run. I will say that. And he also was against a pretty bad Dolphins defense. But it's still Justin Fields, and unfortunately, the Dallas Cowboys don't really have a pass rush right now. So I don't know. This is probably going to be high scoring. I still think Dak is the better quarterback. The Jets defensively have struggled as well. And I like Dak to be the player of the game in it.
Yeah, and Pickens and Ferguson, I mean, those guys are very reliable. So I can't see why they both won't have great games receiving-wise. I think the Cowboys offense just is – I mean, I think that's going to be a high-scoring game. Obviously, as we see, the over-under is 47.5. I might take the over. I think the Cowboys are not going to crush them. It might be a close game, but I can see them outplaying them offensively.
Yeah, and I think Quincy Williams, I can't remember if he's out. I know he has been injured this year so far, so that's a mismatch there if he is out for Ferguson in the middle there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, 47.5, like you said. I lean on the over. Raiders at the Colts, clean sweep for the horseshoes here.
I thought Logan was going to have another long walk.
Well, John has been the Raiders guy this year, obviously.
Not this week.
Yeah, I think it's a bounce back for the Colts. And, I mean, we never know what Geno we're going to get. It's like freaking Forrest Gump's, like a box of Genos. Never know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
He's had 2 3-interception games this year. And then he's had 2 games where he's been pretty good against the Bears in week 1 when they won. Or week 2 when they won. I can't remember, whatever it was. But, yeah, it's going to be tough. Colts defensively, Kenny Moore out. Mentioned Xavier Howard gone now. But, again, I don't expect the Raiders to have their best player offensively in Brock Bowers. So, Ashton Genty is going to have a good day if they want to win. I just don't see it. This Raiders defense, I don't think they're going to be able to stop the Colts either.
Yeah, the Colts are going to easily pull this one out.
Yeah, because Eric Stokes is injured as well for Vegas on the back end. So, and he's their best corner. That says something. Yeah. 47.5 here for this one. I'm going to lean on the under. I don't know if the Raiders can score enough to get it over. All right, 405 slate here. Bucks at the Seahawks. Splitsville. Of course, I'm rolling with John and his Seahawks at home. Lumen Field. And it's funny I say that at home because they have not been good at home. The last couple of seasons, their road record has been spectacular, and they have not been very good at home. It's been a flip of what it had been for years and years. My issue with the Bucks is, for one, they lost to my Eagles to lose me money last week. And for 2, injuries. This week is like loaded with teams with injuries, and that's why I can't go with the Bucks. My issue with the Bucks is the offensive line injuries. Luke Gadecki is out. Luckily, they got Tristan Wirfs back, so that's a big time thing there. But at right tackle, I can't recall. Charlie Heck is starting at right tackle, and he's going to be up against who has been very good this year so far. So I don't know if they're going to be able to protect Baker. Seattle's been good against the run as well. No Bucky Irving. Can Rashad White and Sean Tucker be the dudes that they need them to be? I don't know. But I'm going to go the Mike McDonald defense. And Sam Darnold has been playing very, very well this year.
Yeah, the Seahawks are surprisingly pretty good this year. I think, offensively, Sam Darnold, like you said, great. I mean, he's showing that, that no matter where he goes, he's gonna be great. They can plug him in, and he'll do well on any team almost. But the Bucks, I think the Bucks are gonna win. I think Ibuka is gonna have a hell of a game, and then I think Rashad White will do decently well. I know that they're dealing with the injuries on the offensive line, but Baker Magic.
Yeah, Baker's injured too.
Yeah.
Well, and also I forgot the injuries that I forgot to mention was the Bucks secondary. They're down 3 corners, or 2 corners and a safety. Izian, who is more of a special teams guy though at safety, but big time losses. Jamel Dean and Ben Morrison both out at corner.
That's why I think Fury can go over 44.5.
Yeah. I think Jackson Smith and Jigba is going to have a very good day. 44.5, yeah. I lean on the over. We'll see. Can the Bucks score enough? That's the question. Titans at the Cardinals. Jimmy didn't go it this week. I thought he was going to go again. There's another 7.5 point spread for Tennessee. Didn't want to do it this week. So yeah, I mean, again, injuries, right?
More than that, though, I think the Titans are just, as Cam Ward said, and I'm not going to say it here, not great.
But I wasn't even talking about the Titans. I was talking about the Cardinals. Decimation to the running back room. James Conner out for the year. Trey Benson out 4 to 6 weeks now. It's Emari DeMarcado. Michael Carter. It's the biggest question of fantasy this week. Which guy is going to get the bulk of the touches? And people have been trying to convince me it's DeMarcado. I do not see it. I understand, okay? I understand. He was the one on the active roster. Michael Carter was on the practice squad. But what I've tried to tell people is that's because Michael Carter didn't have a spot. He didn't have a role on the active roster, right? Filling out a roster is not just, oh, yeah, we're going to get the 53 best players. That's not it. You have the best players. You need the best players to start. You need a couple players at each position to be the second best players on your team to back up. And then the last like 10 guys on your roster, those guys may not be the best players. Even on some other teams, they may not be the best players or the third best players, But what they do is they play well on special teams. And they have roles that they fill, especially when you look at running backs. Mark DeMarcado, what his role is a passing down guy. He is short. He is 5'9", 215, so he does have a little more size than I thought he did. But he's more of a scat back, passing down, third down guy. Michael Carter, on the other hand, is a guy that is built to run in between the tackles and be a guy that can do that while being able to still catch the ball to the backfield. So that is my whole spiel on why I think Michael Carter, and I have heard that he's the starter, by the way, will get the more touches. And I'm starting him in, I think, one league, maybe. I just like Fields. People were trying to trade me DeMarcado this week because I had Benson out.
I picked up DeMarcado in one of my leagues.
I think he'll be okay, but I do think it's going to be Michael Carter. That's going to be.
I'm starting him in our league, in our law school league.
Yeah, I think Carter's going to be the more productive back. Yeah, I think you're playing me this week. I know I'm playing against someone that has Michael Carter in one of my leagues, but
no, I don't have Michael Carter. I have
DeMarcado. Yeah. I don't remember. Maybe it is DeMarcado. I don't remember. But it sets up well for both of them because the Titans are, I believe, 29th against the run defensively. They have been just eating up yards on the ground because of Tavondre Sweat being out. Jeffrey Simmons, the only guy playing well in defense for Tennessee. But, again, this Cardinals defense has surprised me this year. They've been very good under Jonathan Gannon. And, Cam Ward is the most sacked quarterback in the league. And I think it will continue to be that way because I don't know how they're going to block the likes of Josh Sweat, Calais Campbell, and everyone else.
Out of the Saints, Jets, and Titans, which team is going to be the worst this year in your opinion? I know we're only in week 5, but if you could,
definitely not the Jets. Definitely not the Jets. It's down to the Saints and the Titans. And I do think it's going to be the Titans. The Saints might have a worse roster, but when it comes down to it, what wins games ultimately, it's offensive and defensive line, and it's the quarterback. And the Titans, I have no faith in their offensive line to protect Cam Ward. Like I said, he's the most sacked quarterback in the league. Defensive line as well. They do not get any pressure on the quarterback. Jeffrey Simmons, like I said, is the only guy they have. and he gets double, triple teamed every play. So it's been tough on him inside as well to get even some pressure, let alone sacks. And the quarterback, I mean, it's not Cam Newton's fault, but he also doesn't have enough weapons to throw to either. L.K. Manor has been very good as a rookie 4th rounder so far, but Calvin Ridley has not been good at all, and neither has really Chigo Okonkwo at tight end. So, and running the ball has been rough as well. Pollard's been okay. They're getting Spears back potentially. I don't think he's coming back this week. Next week, though, hopefully. But yeah, I think the Titans are going to end up as the worst team, just barely, even if they tie.
Yeah, I can see that. I like your reasoning there.
For this game, 42.5 is the total. I'm going to go with the under. Commanders at the Chargers 425 slot here. Clean sweep of LA. Jay Daniels returning, but that's a long trip to go from DC to LA. And the Chargers want one back. I mean, they laid a complete egg in the Meadowlands last week, and I don't know how they lose this one back to back. Especially against this Washington defense that has been very susceptible to the pass. And that is what the Chargers have done well this year, is throw the ball. They're not going to have the issue that they had against the Giants, although Joe Alt is out now, so they're down 2 left tackles with Slater out already. Alt's out with a high ankle sprain, so they're very thin on the edges. But again, they don't have that issue against Washington. Washington has not been very good rushing the passer at all this year. And I also think Coach Harbaugh might do what we all thought he was going to do and lean on the defense and run the freaking ball. Omarion Hampton, career high 128 rushing yards last week for the rookie. So I think they're going to get him going and run some play action, use those good wide receivers they have. They're probably going to get 1 or 2 pass interferences from Marshawn Lattimore because he's been absolute shit this year. So yeah, Jaden Daniels coming back, cool. He might make it a closer game than what it should be. But I still think the Chargers win, and I think the Chargers cover as well, 2.5.
It's been the injuries. I mean, we've talked about it with other teams here too. The Commanders still dealing with a lot of injuries. Terry McLaurin out, I think, is a big thing for the Commanders offensively. Yeah, you got Jaden Daniels coming back, but he might be a little rusty. I think Chargers will have a better game offensively. Of course, Hampton has been great. I mean, he could win Offensive Rookie of the Year this year. That's a possibility on that. But I also like, of course, their wide receiver core. Quentin Johnston has been great for the Chargers. What a comeback. He could win Comeback Player of the Year, I think. That's a possibility as well. And then Keenan Allen's always reliable. Justin Herbert is great too. So I think the Chargers will pull out this victory. I think the over-under for me, I think I could see under because maybe the Commanders won't score as much as we think they might, but we'll see.
Yeah, Quentin balling out for me in fantasy. Been loving it.
Great pickup. I mean, he was. People were doubting him this year. I mean, he's been dealing with a lot of issues catching passes the past couple years, and now finally he's putting it all together.
Yeah, I picked him up after week 1. He was. I spent a decent amount of fab money on him to pick him up. So, but yeah, the Commanders. The Chargers also, they're top 10 pass defense as well. So Jay Daniels going to struggle throwing the ball even with Terry McLaurin if he was there. Yeah, 47.5. I agree with you. I think just under. I think it's going to be close, but I think just under. That's almost 7 touchdowns. That's a lot, I think, in this game. Lions at the Bengals. Clean sweep here. I think 3 of you wanted to run the Lions as your lock this week. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, you, Jimmy, and Logan all wanted to go to Lions. I was like, well, it would have worked. It would have worked on Monday when they opened as 9.5-point favorites, but then they went to 10.5, and it has stayed that way. So no, you cannot have the Lions as a lock per podcast rules.
Who's my lock this week?
Huh?
Who did I pick as the only lock?
You went with John and the Colts.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know how the Lions don't put up 40 or 50 points.
Yeah.
It's so easy.
Bengals are struggling without Joe Burrow. I mean, it's just that. There's nothing really else to say about the Bengals. Without Joe Burrow, they're nothing, in my opinion. I mean, you can have Jamar Chase on the field and you can fall out, but Joe Burrow's not there making plays. The Bengals are probably going to lose. So, and the Lions are the Lions. Their offensively are just a juggernaut. St. Brown, Laporta, Gibbs. Gibbs has been great. And Jared Goff, surprisingly. Well, not surprisingly. He's been having a great year, just as he has been the past couple of years, too. So, the Lions, will put up, like I think you said, 40 to 50 points this week. Very, very.
Yeah. The Lions defensively haven't been good either.
No.
But so that does give Jake Browning a little bit of a help.
I
think Aiden Hutchinson is going to have a good day. I don't know if Browning's going to get protected. He hasn't been. He got sacked and hit a lot against the Broncos last week. So, and that's obviously a much better front than the Lions have, but I don't know how they block Hutchinson.
I'm going to go to the under here. Under 49.5. Bengals won't score that much. I think the Lions will win pretty easily here. I think they'll score, 6-7 touchdowns maybe even. And the Bengals will. I'm not going to shut them out, but
I do like the over. I'm going to go with 45-10.
Okay. I can see that.
Sunday Night Football, Patriots at the Bills. I thought one of us was going to go Pats. If it was in Foxborough, maybe. I do have a bet for the Bills to cover 6.5. I don't know if they will. I do lean on the Patriots plus 7.5 because it's a divisional game for one. And the Patriots are not as bad as their 2-2 record suggests, I think. Their defense has been improving every single week. Milton Williams is playing excellently for them. But it's Josh Allen. They have the best offense in the league.
James Cook.
Yeah. Last week, I don't know what they were doing. I couldn't tell you what they were doing. They were hanging around with the Saints for quite a while. Ultimately ended up pulling away a little bit. They didn't win by as much as I thought they were going to. They didn't cover the spread either. And this is ridiculous offense from the Delaware Blue Hens. Western Kentucky went down and tied it at 10, and now the Hens are on the march. Big catch at the 5-yard line. 1:10 to go in the first half. Wow. But yeah, I mean, this is the Bills. And also, I mean, how can you not pick the uniform, right? The Bills rolled their ice uniforms out for this game, and they look super sexy. So, yeah, I don't know how you go against that.
I think this might be the game of the week. I think the Patriots will hang in there with the Bills, but yeah, the Bills will ultimately pull it off. I say under 49.5 though.
Yeah, my game of the week is actually the Cowboys and the Jets.
Okay.
Because I think there's going to be a lot of fireworks in that one. Just bad defense. Which is usually I hate that, but I only hate when they miss tackles. When they miss tackles and I have money on them, that's when I hate it. Yeah. Total's 49.5. I'm going to go with the under. Divisional game. 8:20 NBC. Best bets of the week here. I went back and forth because I did the PowerPoint, and I originally in the early week, this was my 3. Then I switched off the Browns to the Texans -1.5. And now I went back to the Browns because of the injuries with the Vikings. So 1-2 last week after a 3-0 week felt pretty good. But 1-2 last week. I got the Bears right in their +1.5 at the Raiders. The Bucks +3.5 against the Eagles. That was a tough one to lose with Baker throwing an interception in the end zone. And, of course, the Packers was my other one. -6.5 at the Cowboys. Not even close. So we got smaller spreads here. I love that the Browns moved up to 4.5. I think they'll definitely cover that at the very worst, +4.5 against the Vikings in London. So we'll see that one early Sunday morning. Again, everyone's on the Dolphins except Jimmy, -1.5 at the Panthers. It's a small enough spread. I think they can cover that. I have not picked against my Panthers yet this year. I have picked the Dolphins. I'm 0-1 picking the Dolphins so far. Haven't picked the Browns yet, and I have not picked the Giants yet. So. Oh, no, I have picked I'm 0-1 on the Browns and the Dolphins. Yeah. So that's not good karma. But I like it. Let's go to Devon Achane. And the Giants, of course, +1.5 at the Saints. It's hard to cover those +1.5s, but we've seen it happen this year already a couple times. So maybe they cover and lose, but as we all said, except for Logan, we think the Giants are going to win. Jackson Dart, 2-0. Lock standings, not a good week. You got lucky. You're the only one that didn't lose a game. Because you had the Packers as your lock. Yeah, it was not good. Logan, John, and I on the Chargers. It was a great time, losing by 3 to the freaking Giants. Jimmy was on the 49ers. They lost to the Jags. So we all took at least our first loss of the year. Jimmy and John took their first L. Logan and I went for our second one, and you got your tie, which, hey, man, that might come back to help you in the end.
I'm hoping. Along with the Packers.
And this is wrong, Logan. I just put that Colts there just because I thought I predicted that was what he was going to pick after he said the Lions, and then he didn't text me till the show started. He's on the Bills, though, Logan is, for his lock. So you and John on the Colts. Jimmy and I are on my Eagles. Go Birds. I have no qualms. We picked all those 3, so sure. All right, dog standings. You're the only one, Danny, that got it done last week. You're on a heater.
Oh yeah.
You're 4 or you're 5-1 last 3 weeks, dude.
Nice.
So you got the Jags. You nixed Jimmy Lock with the 49ers. You got the Jags outright win +3.5 at the 49ers last week. I hate you for that because I had 49ers to get the 4-0 for $35 profit. That would have been nice. Yeah, John and I, we lost the Bucks +3.5 against the Eagles. Jimmy had a fantastic time watching the Titans +7.5 at the Texans. And Logan lost the Commanders +2.5 at the Falcons.
Who was my other dog? I had.
Yeah, that was never mind. What?
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, so you are 1 game up on Logan. John 2 back. Jimmy is 4. I can't. I don't know. I can't. I can't.
Week 5, man.
I don't even know if I've been close. I don't think I've been close this year. Yeah, I mean, you look at the Dolphins. Week 1, they got wrecked by the Colts. I mean, the Jags week 2 should have. I mean, that was a ridiculous loss and non-cover against the freaking Bengals and Jake Browning coming in. Then I went to Bengals. They got demolished by the Vikings in week 3. And then, of course, the Bucks last week. Tough one against the Eagles. I mean, I don't know. I feel bad for Jimmy because we're on the Browns together. And I mean, I don't know. My track record, we're going to lose. Plus 3.5 against the Vikings in London. Sorry, Jimmy. I hope we win. John's on the Giants plus 1.5 at the Saints. I like that one. You and Logan are together on the Bucks plus 3.5 at the Seahawks. I hope you guys lose.
Sorry, John. No, look at that victory.
John and I are on the Seahawks. You, Logan, and Jimmy on the Bucks. And yeah, we're going back to college now. So,
all right, Rusty. You have a good one.
Yes, sir. You too. Right. So back to college here. Pick standings. Yeah, I didn't have a good week last week. I gave up 2 games to Logan and Jimmy, but overall, we're still doing good, right? We're still okay. Because of my amazing 18-5 2 weeks ago, 23-6. It's been good. Been a slow climb to the top, and Jimmy and I have pretty much had the same records, except he dropped 2 weeks ago that 15-8 one. That was a rough one for him, but yeah, last week I dropped 2 games back, so now it's a close race again with only 1 game getting in between Logan, Jimmy, and me. So yeah, Lone Wolves last week for college. Logan and Jimmy both hit theirs. Logan gaslighted me and picking Bama. Jimmy is a good Lone Wolf. He got out Illinois over USC. I went 1-2 in mine after 3-0 last week, 2 weeks ago. Arizona State I got right on Friday, but this week, but then I got Rutgers in a close loss against Minnesota, and of course Penn State losing double overtime against Oregon. So this week, games going on right now. We're all on Western Kentucky, and I don't like that I have to show this graphic because they are losing right now. I believe they just let up a touchdown. So they are down, looks like 17-10 at halftime. Yep, 17-10 at half. The other game going on right now, early in the second quarter, 26-0 USF, just completely demolishing Charlotte in South Florida. But yeah, this game here, again, 17-10, Delaware at halftime right now. I liked WKU plus 3. So not looking good. A lot of game left though. 61.5 is the total. 27 at halftime. The under's looking pretty good there. CBS Sportsnet if you want to watch it. New Mexico, John's Lobos at San Jose State tonight. We got 3 late games in college tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern and after. So yeah, this was a John pick, right? I'm sure Jimmy and Logan picked it for John as well. I originally was going to pick the Spartans. They just have not been anywhere near what I thought they were going to be in the preseason. I had them contending for the Mountain West, and they just haven't been that. I know we're pretty early in conference play, but quarter of the way through the season, you're 1-3. I think it's very difficult to turn it around, and especially they lost to Central Michigan. I mean, come on, dude. Central Michigan is not that good. San Jose State. So I don't believe in them. New Mexico completely demolished UCLA in Los Angeles. So let's go with Lobos. Get the win tonight, John. Total here is 57.5. I'm going to lean on the over 10 p.m. FS1. Colorado State at San Diego State. I am Lone Wolf in the Rams. Oh, good dog. Why not, right? Why not? Okay. Look, sort of similar to San Jose State. I really liked Colorado State in the preseason. I thought they were going to be sort of a sleeper in the Mountain West. They have not been. They have really not been. Braden Fowler Nicolosi has not played very well. I haven't watched the Colorado State game this year. I have sparingly watched San Diego State. They have been a tale of two teams where they got, I believe, demolished by Cal, and then they killed someone. I can't remember which way it went. They got demolished by someone one week, and the next week they completely dominated. So, and one of those 2 weeks it was Cal. So I don't remember. But CSU, I think, definitely should be able to cover this at the very worst. Again, very little knowledge about both of these teams, but I like Colorado State. Vibes pick, Jimmy. Vibes pick, okay? Yes, vibes pick here on the Rams. That's what I'm going with. Tell me you love it, Jimmy, even though you're not here. 41.5 is the total. A beautiful 41.5 in college. That's so low. Yeah, let's go with the under. Why not? Under. Defensive slog fest in San Diego tonight. 10:30 p.m. CBS Sportsnet. Tomorrow, go Dogs, baby. Kentucky at number 12, Georgia. 20.5. There ain't no way Georgia's covering 20.5. I'll tell you that right now. Unless they take out their frustration on Kentucky, but they've had a hard time. Kentucky's always pesky, especially in Lexington. It's in Athens. Time to start the new streak. Okay. So let's go Dogs. Get this thing righted, and let's start rolling again because Ole Miss is coming into town in a couple weeks. Total on this one, 48.5. I lean on the under, 12 p.m. ABC. Number 14, Iowa State at Cincinnati. This one's similar to the Giants-Saints game in the NFL. I don't know why the Bearcats, except for the fact that they're home, they had a great win in Lawrence, Kansas last week against the Jayhawks. I think Iowa State's a much better team. Obviously, they're ranked. Kansas wasn't. Iowa State's 5-0. They really have played some tough games, some close ones. They really haven't played any top opponents other than a ranked Kansas State at the time in week 0. Kansas State has since not been very good, okay? So this is going to be a big test for Iowa State on the road in Cincinnati. Luckily, I think for them, it's a day game. So give me the Cyclones. They continue to be my pick for the Big 12 like they were in the preseason. Rocco Becht has been outstanding for them, and they have been able to run the ball with Abu Sama and Carson Hansen, and their young wide receivers have really stepped up. So, and of course, this Matt Campbell defense has been lights out. So give me the Cyclones as we all have it on here. Total here is 55.5. I'm going to lean on the under, 12 p.m. ESPN 2. Number 7, Penn State at UCLA. Yeah, it's 25.5. I would like to say Penn State covers that, but just like Georgia, Penn State usually does not cover the big spreads like that. So I say they will not cover that. They will win handily, though. UCLA is absolute dog shit. So 48.5 is the total here. I'm going to lean on the under, 3:30, Big Ten on CBS. Number 9, Texas at Florida. Hook 'em. Yeah, Logan. And you know what? Logan? I don't fault you. I really don't. I was thinking about it. I really was. But I just couldn't do it. I couldn't pick Florida. It's tough to pick Florida. I hate Florida for one, being a Georgia fan. So I'm going with Texas. They're the more talented program. Arch Manning needs to play a hell of a lot better. It's going to be a tough game against this Florida defense. I really think it will. But offensively, Florida also is going to be up against, I believe, the number 2 scoring defense in the country in Texas. So good luck, DJ Lagway. Yeah, that's why this total is 42.5. And I'm going to go with the under, 3:30, ESPN, SEC on ESPN. Number 16, Vanderbilt at number 10, Alabama. Now this one, Logan, is... This one is where I don't understand, okay? Number 16, Vandy, at number 10, Alabama. Tide getting 10.5 in Tuscaloosa. Look, I'm going to tell you right freaking now. Alabama's going to stomp the crap out of Vanderbilt from last year. I hate to say that because I hate Alabama, But look, I mean, they are going to absolutely wipe the floor clean with these boys from Nashville. Okay. They're pissed about last year. They're coming off a big win against Georgia. And I think Kalen DeBoer is going to have his guys ready. Ty Simpson's playing out of his mind right now. So is Diego Pavia, really. But I'm telling you, Alabama is going to win and win handily at home. 55.5 total. I like the over. 330 SEC on ABC. Number 24, Virginia at Louisville. I was surprised Jimmy or Logan didn't go with the ranked team, although they are on the road. Louisville getting 6.5 against the ranked Cavaliers. Yeah, that's because Louisville's the better team. I mean, you look at, they just are. Okay, Virginia got lucky in double overtime last week against Florida State. I'll say that they got lucky. They were able to run the ball effectively. Louisville's good against the run defensively. Louisville had a tough game against Pitt last week at Heinz Field, Acrisure Stadium, whatever you want to call it. But I'm going with Louisville at home in Kentucky. I think they win. 61.5 total. I'm going to go with the over. 330 on ESPN2. Big Ten matchup, Washington at Maryland. Trent. That is what the Huskies sound like, actually. But hell yeah, I'm going with Washington. Oh my gosh, the amount of times I've heard this week, oh, but they got to travel all the way across the country. Tough game on the road in College Station, College Park. Look, Maryland's starting a true freshman. Okay, Malik Washington has played very well. But Damon Williams has balled out. So has Jonah Coleman. And I think offensively, this is where this Jed Fish team really has a leg up on the Terrapins. Defensively, they played great also. So I like Washington to not drop the ball on the long trip. I do lean Maryland to cover, though. I think 6.5 or 7.5 should get you there. Close game potentially, but I eventually think Washington's going to win out. Damon Williams is going to make too many plays. Huskies win. Go UW. 52.5 is the total here. I'm gonna go with the over, or the under. Washington defense. 330 Big Ten Network. UNLV at Wyoming. Yeah, the Rebels 4-0 here, looking good. 3.5 in Laramie. Night game in Laramie, I'm scared. I'm very scared against the Cowboys. Night game in Laramie scares me, especially the up and down nature of this Dan Mullen team. But I'm going to go with the Rebels, as is Jimmy and Logan. I think it's going to be a scary one. I think we're ultimately going to win. Wyoming plus 3.5 is not a terrible play. I do think UNLV covers, though. I just don't know much about this Wyoming team. UNLV gets the dub and covers. Total's 50.5. I'm going to lean on the under. 7 p.m. CBS Sportsnet. The big one at night, number 3 Miami at number 18 Florida State. Jimmy, did you watch that game last Friday against Virginia? Because I did, and Florida State had no defense. Absolutely zero defense. Especially against the run. I think that sets up well for Mark Fletcher to have a good day. And this pass rush for Miami has been outstanding with Ruben Bain and company. Carson Beck's also playing very good football. Doesn't turn the ball over often. So it's going to be a rowdy one in Florida State. Big time rivalry. But ultimately, I think the Canes win it. And I don't like 4.5. I bought it down to 2.5 or 3. I like that a lot better. 54.5 is the total here. I am going to go with the over. 7:30 on ABC. The FCS game of the week brings us the number 1 team of the country on the road at number 6 Illinois State, the Bison of North Dakota State, and Logan against Wow, Logan going against the reigning FCS national champions, North Dakota State Bison. He's going with the Redbirds of Illinois State. That's a shocker. Usually we're a clean sweep across the board unless I pick a lone wolf underdog. I don't know how anyone stops North Dakota State. They're playing lights out football right now, 4-0. So good luck, Logan. 7 p.m. ESPN Plus. And that is the show for today, people. We already did the NFL when Danny was on. So that is the show for today. Running through college football there. Next week, talk NFL Week 6. Week 5 capper is the Chiefs at the Jags. It's going to be a very good AFC matchup there. And we start off with an NFC East matchup, 2 out of 3 for the Giants and the Eagles. A home-and-home series, essentially, with one game in between there. But, yeah, Philly gets to see Jackson Dart for the first time in his career. So, on a Thursday night, I love it. Go Birds. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media at FAA Podcast, Instagram and X, FAA_bets on X as well. FAApodcast.com is our website. Check us out here on YouTube, Facebook, X, and Instagram, as well as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and we will see y'all back on Monday.